Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on a 4-hour chart. Let's go ahead and start by mapping out the current range. And of course, we've been dealing with consolidation for the past month, up in premium of this overall bearish swing structure. And of course, buyers started to break structure to the upside, break a structure, targeting the lower high of this overall range. And prices continue to come back down into consolidation. So technically, it was still consolidating. The longer it does, the longer you have to wait to see what direction it goes in. But if you were looking at this, if it was a trending market, then you can see that it broke structure to the upside, and then it came back. Price came back down into an area of demand, which, like I said, technically still in this overall consolidation. Prices came out, broke past this resistance, came back in, but buyers step back up, even on a high time frame. This gap or this area of demand continue to push prices higher. So it's starting to take out the highs internally. Bullish, of course, overall swing structure bearish, but again, since it has been in consolidation, you can expect this to go ahead and target this lower high of this overall range. And once that does, like I've been saying last week, expect it to continue a bullish push as long as the dollar gets weaker. And I'll be looking for any opportunity once it gets past this area of supply. Any type of retracement, I'll be looking for any opportunity to buy and then take prices higher. GBP, USD. Let's go map out the current. Well, we're going to map out the previous 4-hour range. Just to recall what we've been dealing with. Of course, it retraced. It was a bearish swing structure, just like with Euro USD. Retraced back into premium, started consolidating, dipped back down into discount. Buyer stepped in, started the internal structure, bullish, but clearly was still just trading sideways. Then consolidated once again last week, expecting it to take out the lower high, because previously price tapped into the lower high and seller stepped back in. And they continue to do so earlier this month. But now, as you can see, it's broken out of this consolidation. It's broken structure to the upside out of this area of consolidation. Looks like buyers are stepping up as the dollar is continuing to get weaker. So technically on the 4-hour chart, although prices may come back down, into this range or come back down into this consolidation. But technically on this 4-hour chart, since it took out the high that broke these previous lows to form this range, these lows have taken out that high, and enthusiastic close over this lower high. Technically on the 4-hour chart, this is the range, bullish, since it has broken out of this consolidation, breaking structure to the upside, fractal structure breaking to the upside. If it does sustain prices up here, this would be the strong lower high, higher low. From these previous lows. This is the low from the previous range that this high made, and now this will be the higher low from this low. That's breaking structure to the upside and taking out the highs of this of the range. So looking to see if momentum can pick up. If it does give me some more momentum to the upside, it does retrace back down, I'll still be looking for any opportunity to buy to the upside. It all depends on the dollar index, and this is DXY on the 4-hour chart. Of course, has been consolidating sideways, but also pushing down lower. The bearish move may still be intact. Of course, you can see it started to break structure to the downside, of this overall consolidation. This was the resistance of that consolidation. This was the resistance of that consolidation. It tapped into this area of supply, and this was the support. Started to break down. No real strong closure under it until earlier last week. It was a strong closure, but then buyers stepped back up and pushed prices higher, push prices back into the overall consolidated range. Still breaking structure, looking for any type of momentum pickup. It looks like it is picking up right now. So expecting this to go ahead and take out the lows of this overall range, and there's lows sitting over here. Liquidity, if it can pick up more momentum and make a real bearish push, we're looking for it to target the lows of the overall range. AUD USD. Let's go and map out the current range. Well, the previous range, what we had been dealing with, previous range from last week. Of course, we've overall just been consolidating sideways. Then prices came back down here and buyers stepped back in, started breaking to the upside. Of course, internally, we were looking at it was getting stronger. Buyers were getting stronger. Really bullish internally of this overall range. We're waiting to see if it can take out this high, and it did late last week. And it was an enthusiastic impulse out of the range. So this is the new current 4-hour range. And the 4-hour structure, of course, it's making out of this consolidation, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Waiting to see if it can retrace back. It looked like it did retrace back down to this gap, into this area of demand. Expecting it to go ahead and target the highs. Continue to make higher highs, higher lows. So just looking for any opportunity right now. It's at the highs of the range. So if it can break out, we look for any type of retracement. Or if we can retrace back down to the bottom here, or check out some of these lows, and I'll be looking for any type of buying opportunity in order to take prices higher. NZD USD. Let's go and map out the current range. Of course, this was overall more bullish than AUD USD. This is the current range, still swing structure bearish. Oil price internally started to push higher as the dollar got weaker, got past this area of supply, then started to consolidate. And again, just like with AUD USD, trace back down, swept these lows, came back into this gap, this area of demand, and buyers push price higher, breaking structure to the upside. Internally, obviously making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This can sustain. I expect this push currently can push prices higher and break past this lower high from these highs that form this bearish swing structure. So just expecting that to continue to push higher, just along with AUD USD, as again the dollar is getting weaker. GBP AUD, let's go map out the current range. This is finally broken down. Well, this is the previous range. Let's go map out the previous range because we've been dealing with. Came back into this trend line, didn't tap into that strong lower high, continue to make bearish pushes down, this being the lower high, lower low, lower high. Continue to break structure to the downside, saying watch out for this area of demand that pushed prices higher the first time. Now we can see that it has broken down under that. So let's go map out the current range of this 4-hour structure. And now this is the lower high. Since we did break past these lows, of course, price can retrace back into it. It doesn't make any type of bullish push into it, then it's considered back into that range. But here is the current structure after it started making these lower lows, obviously these lower highs, started breaking structure to the downside, continued and got past this area of demand, made an impulse push out of it. Now consolidating, like I said, it may retrace, possibly even retrace back into premium or into any area of supply, even though this already has been tapped into, but on the way down. But I'm only looking for any type of opportunity to sell and target the lows that they all range to see momentum to pick up even more than this impulse that pushed prices under these lows. So I'm only looking for any type of retracement, any type of bearish momentum shift in order to take prices lower. GBP NZD, let's go map out the current range. So as we've been saying, we know that prices had come back, almost tapped into that lower high of this overall bearish swing structure, but continue to consolidate. They kind of form lower highs and lower highs, kind of consolidated, swept the liquidity in this area of consolidation, waiting to see if it get past this area of demand, and it did. No real strong push, and now prices have come back into that area. Looks like it's consolidating now. Price had reacted from this area of demand more recently, reacted from that, and now this internal structure that was pushing prices down, looks like it got swept. These highs got swept. So even though it's breaking structure to the upside, looks like it's taking out liquidity on both sides, just like it did previously when this took out liquidity of the highs, took out liquidity of the lows. Looks like it's doing the same thing with these highs being taken out. Depending on which momentum, it's more GBP NZD. We're waiting for any type of momentum to pick up because it does continue to consolidate when it does make a move. Notice it was a push down, still consolidating sideways, and right now, as you can see, it's breaking structure to the upside and to the downside as it sweeps. Like I said, it reacted from this area of demand. Now it has taken out the internal liquidity sitting over the highs. So it's waiting for any type of real momentum push in which direction it wants to continue in. If it can't continue to make this the another lower high, then I'll be looking for it to target the liquidity sitting under these lows and to target the lows of the lower range, just like with GBP AUD, and target this trend line that had previously been held up as support. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.